Hello, good morning. Good morning. It's good to be with you again. Please let me know if you can see me and you can hear me. You could just say hello, you could say hi. I just want to be sure that you can see me and that you can hear me clearly. I'll wait for you until I get a comment, a hello, a hi, a how are you doing, a good morning. Yes, I see someone is online. Okay, yeah, so I guess you can see me and you can hear me. Okay. It's a beautiful day that the Lord has made. Good morning, MJ. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Um, it was just last week that we didn't have Monday in School Live, and it feels like I've been away for a month. Okay, thank you so much for that feedback. I can see you and I can hear you clearly. Okay, thank you so much. So, it's good morning. Hello, Mr. Paul Obikudo. Thank you for joining in. This is Monday morning. This is time for Monday Inspo with Pastor Nina Obikudo. And I'm glad to be with you this morning. Permit me to say a happy new month to you. Yes, a happy new month, because I haven't been online to say that to all my Monday Inspo followers. So happy new month. The month is running really fast. Good morning, Abibo. Thank you for joining in. Good morning. It's already the 7th day in the month of June. Can you beat that? I can remember very vividly saying Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. And here we are in the 6th month, already on the 7th day. We do not have time. I trust that you're having a wonderful year. I trust that you're accomplishing your goals, your visions, your dreams. I trust that you are not sleeping on any of them. And I trust that soon we all will celebrate the victory that you and I do deserve. Okay, so now that I know that we have a couple of people online, and because I didn't want to take so much of your time this morning, we will delve into what we have for today. Now, for those of us who've been able to view the topic that we will be looking at today, it says, never show up too early. Yes, never show up too early. And I'll try to keep it as brief as possible while trying to hit the nail on the head for us, okay? So I'm going to start with giving us an instance that will quickly explain out this topic to us. Never show up too early. Now, this applies to every facet of life, whether you're in business, whether you're working for someone, whether you're working for yourself, you're running a project, you're writing, you're an on-air personality, whatever it is you're doing, never show up too early. Now, everything in life has a timing. Everything in life has a time frame. Everything that God designed, He designed perfectly. So we have crops, for those of us who are conversant with agriculture, we have different crops, we have different timing for them to show up. Now, when I mean show up, I mean from the time that the seed is planted to the time of fruition. So we have some crops that we call biannual, we have some perennial, and what have you, for people who are very conversant. For people who are into fishing, they buy the seedlings or whatever they call that, put it in the pond, and they begin to feed it. It has a time frame, so they know that I keep feeding this fish. In 6 months, it should mature, and I should be able to begin to sell my fish. Okay? So everything in life has a time frame to get to fruition level. And one very amazing example I'm going to give to us today as we run along is the example of the human life. Now, God had so designed that a baby stays in the mom's womb for 9 months. So from the time the seed is planted to the time of fruition is 9 months. So at the 9th month, or the 36 weeks, we have a window 36 to 40 weeks, the baby is expected to be delivered. The woman is expected to be delivered of her baby or babies, as the case may be. Now, this is how God has fashioned it. This is how it should be. But you see, we find at some point that there are women whose babies show up early, right? It's something that we're very familiar with, and that's why I think God put this example in my mind. Now, there are babies who show up at 5 months. There are babies who show up at 6 months. There are babies who show up at 7. Some babies show up at 8 months. Now, the medical word is these babies show up as preterm because they haven't completed the term or the full cycle as designed by God, which is supposed to be 9 months. These babies show up before the time, and it means that they have shown up too early. Now, there's always a danger when these babies show up before the time. Why is there a danger? Because they need 9 months. 9 months as God has designed to be completely and perfectly formed in the womb of their mother before they show up to the world. 9 months to solidify everything that it takes to survive in the world that they will be born into. Because what the world that they are enclosed in their mom's womb is a totally different world. So God uses 9 months to perfect them, strengthen them, put in them everything that it takes to withstand the pressure that they will face when they come out of their mother's tummy. 9 months, the time of life. But you see, for every baby that comes out preterm, it becomes an emergency situation. There is a problem. The baby does not have everything it takes at that point to survive the world that they are being born into. So you see doctors beginning to attend to them immediately. It's an emergency situation. Those babies may go under. Those babies may die off because they do not have what it takes. They have not been cooked enough, as it were. So what you find is that they begin to look for extra support or put these babies in a machine called the incubator for the remaining part of the months that they were supposed to be in the womb. So if a baby is born preterm at 6 months or at 7 months, it means the baby has to be in the incubator for about 3 more months or about 2 more months until that baby is completely formed or has completed that cycle or time of life before the baby is released into the world. So you see, that baby is in the red zone. And if care is not even taken, you may lose that child. Now, I'm also glad to tell you that I'm a living example of a preterm baby. And God bless my parents because they did all they could to ensure that I'm alive. And glory be to God, I'm alive because I have a purpose to fulfill. So you see, everyone has a purpose. Everyone created by God has a purpose. Everyone has a destiny. Everyone has something to give. Everyone has something to do. Everyone is made, created by God, special to be a blessing to their generation. Now, not every one of us may be in the front line. Some people will be doing their own ministry, but behind the scene. Some people will be giving their support behind the scene. I do understand that very well. But what we're talking about is don't show up too early. Don't be quick to present yourself to the world when you're not prepared, when you're not properly cooked. Now, the problem is when you come out too early, you will have a problem of being consistent. When you show up too early, there is a likelihood, there is a chance that you may die off very quickly because you will not be able to withstand the pressure. You may not be able to withstand the storms of life. The tide may just sweep you away. So there is always a cycle. There's always a time of life for whatever you're venturing into. So you need to sit down, look at what you've been called to do, look at what you're about to venture into. What is the time of life? What is the time of preparation? What is the mode of preparation? What do I require? What is the skill I'm supposed to get? How do I get all these fixed up before I show up? Before I present myself to the world, before I give myself those names and accolades. And people, you need to be careful. The world we live in today is a world where people are quick to give praises to you. People are quick to push you from behind and say, it's your time. We've been waiting for you. But no one knows you better than you know yourself. No one knows your vision better than you know your vision. No one knows what God has said to you better than you do. So don't let people push you to the front. Don't let people force you. You know for yourself how much time you need before you show up on stage. Take the chance. Take the time. Prepare yourself. The scripture says that there is a time and a season to every single purpose. Every single purpose. Don't show up before your time. The danger of showing up before your time is that you will likely go under. The danger of showing up before your time is that you will be tossed here and there. The danger of showing up before your time is you get on stage and you see that you are not prepared and you will become a laughing stock. Men will begin to mock you. There's no hurry. Take your time. When people come around and push you and say all manner of things and say, we've been waiting for you, tell them, I'm coming. I'm preparing so I can give you my best. I'm preparing so I can give you my best. I'm preparing so I can showcase the best. Now look, it's a perfect example of Jesus. When Jesus was going to perform the first miracle of turning water into wine in a wedding ceremony, it was his mother, for goodness sake. She loved him. But she could have forced him to come on stage too early. But no, Jesus said to her, what have I to do with you, woman? My time has not yet come. This is a man that clearly understands his time, his purpose, and when to show up. And trust me, when it was time and when he showed up, nothing else could happen but that miracle. And it was pretty obvious. The miracle announced him. Nothing, it didn't take him to use a megaphone. What we find in our time is that we get on stage, nobody is noticing us because we do not have what it takes to be on the stage. And so we start looking for amplifiers. We start looking for microphone. We start looking for loudspeakers. We start looking for megaphones to announce ourselves. Sometimes it makes me really laugh. You find somebody who is just maybe 17 years old. I don't undermine the grace of God on anybody's life. But you find someone who is maybe 17, 18, 19. And then you hear some names that are really, really funny. So this person is already a chief, doctor, apostle, senior, father, something, 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 David, something, something. And I'm like, how? In your 17 years of living on this earth, you're a doctor, a chief, a father, a whatever, all at the same time at 17. Where is your preparation? When did you prepare yourself? Before you show up, make sure that you are prepared. Before you show up, make sure that you are fortified. Before you show up, make sure that you have everything it takes to survive the world outside. Before you show up in business, make sure that you have gathered enough that will sustain you in the business world. Because you see, you're not the only one that is gunning for the stage. There's so many people gunning for the stage doing the same thing that you have been called to do. What will keep you on the stage is what you have done behind the scene. What will keep you on the stage is the time you have taken to prepare yourself before you come on the stage. For all of you who are listening to me, you are an influencer. You are a motivator. You are an example. You're somebody that people look up to. So many people are clamoring and calling out on you and saying, we need you in our world, we need you in our space. It's a beautiful thing to know that you are so needed. But please, never show up too early. Never show up too early. Make sure that you are well prepared. Make sure that you have done it over and over backstage. Make sure that you are prepared to be consistent in this journey. Otherwise, you show up on stage, you will go under. Otherwise, you show up on stage, you'll be like the baby who comes out preterm and doesn't have an incubator, the baby is in danger zone, and if care is not taken, you will lose that child. Think of people who bake, whether a cake or a pie. or anything at all. Think of people who cook. If you put everything in the pot, you put it on fire, or you put the cake in the oven that should bake for 45 minutes, but because you're in a hurry to go for an event, you bring out that cake at 30 minutes. By the time you show up at that event with that cake, you will be a total disgrace. You will be so ashamed of yourself as a baker, because trust me, your cake will sink. That cake will not be presentable. You will not even be able to dress that cake because it will be a total mess. Now look at yourself like that cake. Look at yourself like that food that is being cooked. Stay in the process until you are completely cooked. Stay in the process until you are completely decorated by God. Stay in the process until God tells you it is time to announce you, so that when you get on stage, we are sure that you are ready to remain on stage, you're relevant, you can cope with the pressures, the threats, and with all the opportunities that will be thrown at you. This is for you. This is Monday Inspo, and I trust that this has been a blessing to you. If it has been a blessing to you, let me know in the comment section. Please share this video to as many people as you think need to hear it, need to listen to this, so that they also can be blessed. This will also be on my Instagram handle, Nina Obikudo. Just go to Instagram, you will find it. You'll find it on my YouTube page, Nina Obikudo Official on YouTube. All the series of our Monday Inspo messages are on YouTube, Nina Obikudo Official. Just go there, take your time, listen to all the messages that roll out every Monday, and trust me, I'm sure it will be a blessing to you. And until I come your way next Monday, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay knowing that God loves you. Bye.